Hey everyone, it's October 31st and I have a little extra time on my hands, so I decided to take you on a tour of the garden. Let's go check it out. Here's the view of the front rock garden right now. We're just starting to have our trees and shrubs change color here. We've had such a warm fall that everything is really delayed. This is one of my favorite views right now of the front garden with all the leaves that have changed color. It's just so pretty. Only have a few flowers blooming right now, but my purple alyssum that I planted in mid-spring is looking gorgeous right now. It looks better now than it did all year. And my one and only Gara plant has just a few little pink flowers left on it. My weeping Japanese maple has yet to become vibrant colored. It should, depending on the weather, but once again, our weather has been very mild, so it has not changed color yet. Our boulevard trees, on the other hand, are absolutely stunning. Here's a view of the side garden with these other boulevard trees. They're a different variety than the ones at the front of our house. And a couple of pansies are blooming. Not many flowers, but a few here and there. And we have couple calendula that are still blooming. I love this variety. I can't remember the name. I planted it from Baker Creek seeds, and it's a really pale yellow. It's super pretty. It's looking pretty good right now, actually. And we've got some alyssum here that is living its best life in a cooler temperatures now. My Spiriva bushes are the star of the show right now. They are absolutely gorgeous. Let's see if I can give you a little bit more of a tour of the color. They are just gorgeous specimens. And coming this way, got some more alyssum, which is nestled between a couple Spirivas, which are so pretty. This just caught my eye. Didn't even know it was blooming. I didn't really get to cleaning up my garden very well, but this bachelor button decided to start blooming again, which is awesome. I love the blue amongst all the shades of red right now. Is so striking. And there's some autumn joy sedum. It's starting to almost rot a little bit of it. We've got a fair bit of rain in a short period of time, and that's what sometimes happens here. The Spiriva plants, because they're succulent in nature, will sometimes rot. Here's a little overview of the front rock garden right now. Loving the colors. Here we are entering the back garden. My supervisor is waiting anxiously for the tour to start. And here we are in the back garden, and Mr. Zipper is waiting to be a tour guide or a sidekick. I'm not sure what he wants to do today. Here is one of my Desert King fig trees that I massacred earlier in October. The leaves are starting to get a little bit yellow, which is nice, looking a little fall-like. There's a couple lilies that are starting to change color. Here's a general overview of the backyard, the back garden right now. Just starting to have a little color changes happen. There's a pretty view from here of my fence border. My burning bush is just starting to change color. Here we have my pink knockout roses, which are still going strong. Let me remind you, it's October 31st, and I garden in zone 7 to 8, so things are looking pretty good. It's not super unusual for there to be roses at this time of year here. Hopefully, if the weather permits, we'll get them until the first snow. Sometimes that happens. And coming up this way, we've got autumn joy sedums amongst a giant rock rose. And this bush here is a blueberry bush with vibrant red foliage. And my Japanese maple is only just starting to change color. I'll do another update later in the month to show its true color in fall, because it is very pretty, but it's not really changed much yet. And this guy is trying to put on a show for me. Or for you. And we are now in the upper part of the yard. And these reddish toned shrubs are barberries, extremely prickly, very good for security. And in the middle we have a blueberry bush and another blueberry bush over here. So here's a view from this angle of the upper section of the yard. The only color in the vegetable garden right now is these gorgeous marigolds, which I planted a long time ago, and they never really got to make an appearance on this channel yet. So here they are in all their glory. What you're looking at now is the biggest change in our garden since I started doing garden tours on YouTube, and that is the back slope. We used to have a highly invasive shrub all over this bank that needed constant pruning, and we really couldn't keep it under control. And now it's gravel and an extremely thick layer of mulch. You can't really see it in the image here, but I've planted probably, I would say maybe 15 different ground cover plants at both the top and the bottom of the slope. And assuming that they survive the winter, in the spring, I think it's going to be really pretty. So I'm going to give a much better update in the spring. But there's all kinds of stuff. We've got ground cover lissums, creeping phlox, different ground cover sedums, a whole pile of different ground covers on this slope. So assuming they do okay in the winter, it's probably going to be a really pretty spring, and I'll definitely do an update in the spring. So that's all for today's Halloween garden tour. I hope you have a very safe Halloween. Get lots of candy on your trick-or-treating adventures. And we will see you in the next video. Have a good night.